Hi everyone, this is Anna from Koala Soap, and I'm doing this video because I need to see if I fixed the mic issue. I'm not sure, so I'm just going to be doing this video since I wanted to do it anyway. This was the last soap we had done, the golden, I can't remember the name of it now. Anyway, this is the last video that we did. I'm not crazy about the design, so we're going to do what I usually do with these soaps, is I am going to put it through our Presto salad shredder, and then we're going to make a confetti soap out of it. So I don't really want the white in there. I will save that for something else at a later time. And I have already cut the other three pieces up. So this, I have links to it below, but I wanted to make sure, you know, when you click on it and you see exactly what it's called, a salad shooter, I don't know if you see that, make sure that's the lowest price one, because what's happening is, or what I've noticed, is sometimes they increase the price, and then there's a competitor that sells it for a lot less money. So just take a look around, and when you click the link, grab the actual name and then put it into the search bar, and then you can see what's going, if that's the cheapest price, if that's what you want to get. You can also do this with vegetable peelers and all of that. So what we're going to do is, so I've cut the colorful part out, which I still think these colors look great. There's a little bit of white there, but I'm not worried about it. And I'm not even sure if this is going to show up in the soap. We will find out. Now, what I'm trying to learn from is, we did this soap a couple episodes ago, and it's really pretty. It still smells great. However, because these embeds are so fragile, if you pour even a little hotter than probably about 134, I think you could get away with 134. They're so fragile they'll melt. Here we lucked out. Here it was okay. So my goal today is to not have this pot. So we're going to go ahead and put it through the salad shooter. We're going to do the smaller little things here. And so we're going to put that in. I'm going to actually turn on the music so you don't have to hear, because this thing's loud. I've already done the other three, and I'll show you what that looks like. And then pretty much I'll try to just keep the music on so you don't have to listen to me talk so much. But what you're going to see is me probably melting about 10 ounces, because we had 3 of these, but I cut the middle part out, so we probably had about, instead of 3.4 ounces of soap, we probably will have maybe about, total will be maybe between 10 and 12 ounces of soap to put in this thing. So I'm going to maybe just do 10 ounces of white shea butter melt and pour soap base, and I'm going to put in a total of, I think, I'm just going to do 5 mLs of a scent, because this didn't have any scent in it, if you remember correctly. So I can add whatever scent I want. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and I will be pouring, I'm going to try and pour at 132. Don't forget to squirt these with alcohol. I will come back and I will show you how much these 4 soaps made, how big it is. It's pretty incredible. Put it in the refrigerator. I think that's going to help the melting point too. So with that, let's begin. So as you can see, this is a lot of embeds. This will need to go into the refrigerator. So what's really cool is, I think I showed you in the last video, how it will combine both the colors in one little ring. I can't really find any right now, but it's really pretty. Now there is a lot of clear soap base in here, so I'm not sure how that's going to show up. Doesn't matter, and I know I have way more than I need for this mold, but I kind of just want to see how we can make it look nice and scent it so it's better looking than the last soap we did. Now it's important that when you're going to use this salad shooter, probably after every 1.5 soaps, you're going to have to take this apart, and like I said, you'll probably have to use a chopstick. Actually, it might come out. And you can see how it gunks up here. So you're not going to get these clean shavings if you don't clean this probably every 1.5 soaps in the pink mold. So every, every about 7 ounces of soap. So you're going to need to clean it. And you just clean it with some warm water. It's fine. The whole thing comes apart. I mean, I didn't even know this came apart until today. If I did, I just didn't remember. But then it goes right back in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all this apart, we're going to wash it, we're going to put this in the refrigerator, and then we'll get to our next step. Okay, like I said, I didn't even know this thing came out, but now I've got it figured out. So it can be a little challenging. You just need to make sure you slide these little teeth in first, just have everything lined up, and then you bring it over. There's little arrows. I didn't see the arrows. I have my glasses on too. And then you're just going to put the whole thing back together, and you're ready to go for the next batch. Let's put these in the fridge and we'll get our soap cut. Okay, we're done. What I decided to do was, even after I measured this out and melted it, I added those little triangle pieces in there. They had a little bit of color in there, but there was so much soap that it just kind of drowned it out. So this is now, let's see, what are we at now? Okay, so we're now at 136. And we're getting a good skin. I don't want to get us too much of a skin. So we have brought these out of the fridge. We are going to squirt these with a ton of alcohol. And that's just, you know, it should stick anyway because they're going to be pretty good inside there, but, you know, just in case. So now we're going to put this here, move the scale. We'll put a little bit of soap in first, and I did put in, so I used Brambleberry. Again, you can't even see it's energy. I can still see that. And I only used 3 mLs because it's so fragrant. And I think it's my age. I just, you know, don't like a lot of heavy fragrances in my soap anymore. And everyone else seems to appreciate that too. So what we're going to do is we're going to start dropping these in. And we're going to have a ton left over, but don't worry, I have other ideas. Don't waste any soap here. We always have something going on with the soaps. So, of course, that's fine. If you haven't noticed, I'm kind of over getting it to the very top now. I'm fine with the lower top and all that, as long as it sticks. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Make sure that you use a skewer or something to make sure that all these little loose pieces up here, because I don't think we really have anything left here. We have a little bit. If you're concerned that your soap topping is not going to stick, just melt like a little tiny bit of the clear melt and pour. We had enough. So as you can see, I'm like looking at, so it looks like a strudel topping. Now, what's going to be interesting is how this is going to look in white, and we have so much left. So I already have an idea, and I'm going to use this. I'm going to practice with something else while I'm waiting for this to set. So I will be back when this is done, and then we will do the cut. Okay, we're back and I've already unmolded the soap, and may I say, much better. I like it much more. It smells great. So we will go ahead and put it in and start cutting. Perfect. We don't have that thing I was trying to avoid. I'll explain that in a second. But here you go. Yes, so we're good. We didn't do what I didn't want to do. So still a little warm in the middle, so I have to be a little careful here. Let's see. It's much easier to cut right now because it is warm. Just hope it doesn't ooze out the middle. There. Nice. And the top is great. I had just enough to go ahead and seal. These are actually really pretty. I was worried that the clear, remember in the embeds we had some clear soap in there? Not an issue. Not an issue at all. You can't even tell. I don't know. I'm trying, like, I guess if you look really closely, but it actually just looked like it's part of the design. It's actually quite beautiful. It's delicate. Very delicate. Now I have a ton of confetti shavings left over, so I will be experimenting with those. So that's what these look like. I went ahead and I put some in clear soap. I haven't planed it yet, but that's really pretty too. And we avoided this up here. None of these have that. So we poured really cold, and what we ended up with was really beautiful spaced out soap. The energy fragrance is perfect. It's not overwhelming. I actually like this too, so I'm actually quite happy with this soap. So what we'll do is look at this, I have all these shavings left over. That's great because I'm just going to put them in a Ziploc, put them in the fridge, because that's going to be my experiments for further soaps, which is what I like to do anyway. Anyway, this is Anna from Koala Soap. I hope you liked it, and we will see you next week. Bye.